The film starts with two people struggling inside a car. Riley North is fighting with a thug who cuts her thigh. She aims a gun at him and asks if he remembers her. He curses at her, and she shoots him dead. Riley stuffs his body in the trunk and drives to a homeless area where she's been hiding. She retreats to her van, cleans her wound, has a drink, and stitches herself up. Riley then opens a box to find Girl Scout cookies. 5 years earlier, Riley and her daughter, Carly, leave a cookie fair. Peg, a wealthy mother of another Girl Scout, picks a fight over parking, insults them, and drives off. Carly suggests her mom should punch Peg, but Riley advises against it, saying it's wrong. Riley then takes Carly to her husband, Chris, asking him to manage Carly's birthday party until she returns from work. At the bank where Riley works, her boss insists she work extra hours despite her explaining it's her daughter's birthday because a colleague didn't show up. Meanwhile, Mickey, Chris's partner, presents a risky business deal. Chris hesitates but is persuaded by Mickey's promise of a better life for Riley and Carly. When Riley gets home late, she finds that no children came to Carly's party because Peg deliberately held a holiday bash to overshadow Carly's. To cheer Carly up, Riley suggests they go to a Christmas carnival for fun. Carly gets excited, and Chris promises Riley he'll make things right. Realizing the risk he's taking with Mickey's plan, Chris calls Mickey and decides to back out. Cortez, a gang member, is monitoring Chris. As the family departs, Cortez phones his boss, Diego Garcia, who is currently assaulting Mickey for stealing his money. Cortez informs Garcia that he has located Chris and is following him. Garcia demands their deaths, intending it to serve as a stern warning to anyone crossing him. Meanwhile, Chris, Riley, and Carly are having a wonderful time, taking photos and enjoying rides. Suddenly, 3 hitmen arrive in a car. As Chris and Carly approach the car, the hitmen open fire. Chris and Carly die instantly. Riley is shot multiple times and collapses. She manages to gather the strength to run to her fallen daughter and cries while holding her. Help arrives and Riley is rushed to the hospital. Detectives Carmichael and Moises arrive at the scene. Carmichael is deeply affected upon seeing Carly's body. A month later, Riley wakes up in the hospital and is approached by Carmichael. He asks her to identify 3 suspects in their custody, warning that they will be released the next day if not identified. Riley learns that Chris was killed because he had planned to rob a drug dealer, Diego Garcia, but had decided against it, although the information had already spread. She breaks down in tears as Carmichael hands her the photos they had taken before being attacked. Riley examines the photos and remembers the incident. As Carmichael is about to depart, Riley claims she recalls the shooters. She accompanies Carmichael and identifies the 3 shooters lined up. Detective Moises cautions Carmichael that the last officer who pursued Diego Garcia vanished. Garcia has insiders, and they displayed the officer's badge in the police headquarters as a dire warning. Understanding Garcia's influence, they decide to steer clear of the case. Riley receives an eviction notice and begins packing. She becomes emotional upon discovering Carly's drawings. Henderson, the opposing lawyer, arrives and attempts to persuade Riley to drop her case by offering money. She demands that he leave. Noticing her antipsychotic medication, Henderson insinuates that her memory is unreliable. Riley, angered, rejects his money and pushes him away. He warns her that she won't find justice and exits. In court, Henderson persistently questions Riley, compelling her to admit she's on antipsychotic medication. He persuades the court that Riley is delusional and unreliable. Riley seeks help from her lawyer, but the district attorney remains indifferent and silent. Judge Stevens rules in favor of the defendant. Riley is devastated and confronts the judge, claiming the defendant killed her family. She charges at them in anger but is tasked by an officer. The officer takes Riley away, and the judge orders her to a mental health program. Riley injures herself, leading the officers to take her to an ambulance. Out of kindness, Carmichael accompanies her. Riley overhears them discussing how terrible the facility is. She quickly grabs a cylinder, strikes Carmichael, and escapes. Carmichael and Moises visit her family's cemetery looking for clues, believing she will return there. In the present, they investigate a crime scene, discovering 3 hit men dead. They realize Riley is back. Meanwhile, FBI agent Lisa Inman learns Riley stole some weapons from a gun store 2 days earlier. In her hideout, Riley packs up her supplies and leaves. Lisa contacts Carmichael and Moises, informing them Riley stole $50,000 from the bank where she worked before vanishing. They suspect Riley is responsible for the killings and has been laying low for the past few years. Riley is getting ready to take revenge on those responsible for her family's deaths and shows up on the 5th anniversary of their passing. At the same time, Riley is at Judge Stevens' home. She binds him and nails his hands to a table, demanding if he remembers her, but he has a history of corruption. She picks up a toy from his display and leaves. Riley boards a bus and detonates a bomb, blowing up Stevens' house. Carmichael learns that Riley killed Lawyer Henderson, the district attorney, the previous night, and Judge Stevens by bombing his home. Garcia finds out Riley has killed lawyers and their associates. He instructs Cortez to put a bounty on her to end this. Garcia also faces threats from a cartel after Riley destroyed 2 of their shipments in a week. Riley encounters a young boy and gives him the toy she took from Stevens' house. Observing his father drunk, she tracks him to a store, threatens him with a gun, and orders him to stop drinking and be a good father. She warns that she'll come after him if he doesn't comply since she knows his ID. Riley also cautions the shopkeeper not to sell anything to the man and takes the shopkeeper's car in exchange for some money. Riley follows Marvin, one of Garcia's employees, to a piñata store where he launders the cartel's money. She disguises herself as a poor woman and kills 2 men to gain entry. Inside, the gang recognizes her from the news and starts shooting at her. Riley takes down the gang members one by one and goes to Marvin to obtain some information. She then torches the shop, destroying all the money inside. Marvin explains everything to Garcia, who becomes furious upon learning that Marvin disclosed their operation to her. Riley's actions are now all over the news, and social media is buzzing with theories. Lisa and Carmichael investigate the piñata store, with Carmichael doubting that Riley could be responsible. He tells Moises he'll reach out to the narcotics division for any intel on Garcia's locations. Lisa becomes intrigued about Riley's hideout since she has been there for the past 3 months. Garcia, convinced Marvin revealed details about the lab, kills him and plans a trap for Riley. Lisa and Carmichael visit the crime analysis division and manage to locate Riley. They are surprised to find that Riley has garnered significant public support. Lisa discovers an area with a notably low crime rate over the past 3 months, suspecting it to be Riley's hiding place, and sets out to find her. Riley enters the warehouse and detects tripwires and bombs, realizing it's a setup as Garcia's men await her movement. She quickly escapes to a safe spot before the men notice her and detonate the bombs, which destroy the entire building. Believing Riley is dead, they leave the scene. Riley emerges from the sewer and commandeers a car to chase after the men. She intercepts them on the road and kills them both. Garcia sees the news and realizes Riley is still alive after a witness reports the car theft. She reaches Garcia's building by hijacking a truck belonging to his men. Sneaking around, she begins to take down Garcia's bodyguards one by one. Inside the building, she continues her rampage. As she confronts Garcia, his daughter appears, reminding Riley of her own lost child, Carly, causing her to hesitate. Garcia takes advantage of this moment to stab Riley and escape with his daughter. Garcia and his men flee just as the police arrive. Riley also gets away and later shows up at Peg's house, where she knocks her out. She binds Peg, tends to her own wounds, and mocks Peg about her failed marriage and estranged husband. Riley then steals Peg's car and leaves. Lisa calls Carmichael to the Skid Row, pointing out Riley's vehicle, considering her the neighborhood's guardian angel. Lisa aims to capture Riley alive to gather intel on Garcia and his associates. However, when Lisa begins to suspect someone is informing Garcia, Carmichael reveals himself as the traitor by shooting her. Carmichael informs Garcia of Riley's location, and Garcia sends his men to scour Skid Row for her. Riley confronts and kills Garcia's associate, Cortez, and his henchmen. She finds Lisa's body and uses her phone to live-stream the scene, exposing Carmichael as a corrupt officer to the media. Riley calls the police and reporters to the area. Garcia then taunts Riley over the radio, threatening to kill a local girl unless Riley comes out. Riley gives up and meets Garcia, who then attacks her. She discreetly picks up a gun from the ground. Right after, the police arrive, and Garcia kills Carmichael, thinking he had informed the police. Garcia tries to run, but Riley catches him, beats him, and is about to shoot him. Moises arrives and pleads with Riley to stop, assuring her that Garcia will be locked up for good this time without any chance of bribery. Riley hesitates, recalling how the system failed her before. Garcia mocks Riley, suggesting she'll serve more time in jail than him if they get caught. Riley responds that neither of them will be going to prison, and she shoots him in the face. As the police start firing, Moises orders them to hold their fire, allowing Riley to escape. The next morning, Moises finds Riley seriously injured by her family's gravesite. She asks him to let her die, but he takes her to the hospital. On the news, the police chief declares that Riley North must answer for her actions. Moises later visits Riley in the hospital while she is in police custody, telling her that many people, including police officers, sympathize with her actions. He subtly supports her and secretly hands her a key to her handcuffs before leaving to give her a chance to escape. Riley then manages to break free. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you again soon. Take care.